Okay, friends and enemies. Schizo podcast episode 32. Yeah, and I am Miguel, the host, and welcome to another episode where I am going to be alone. So I'm scheduled to have someone here with me tonight, but I guess my partner has some other plans. But I'm here, and that's all that matters in order to have an episode. So let's get to it. That was a fun Sunday, Father's Day. To all fathers out there. Oh, by the way, I did not have any episode Tuesday. I did, however, have an Inuman session with my buddies, my friends, who I catched up a little bit with alcoholic drinks. You know how it is, Inuman. That's how it is. That's how it goes. And it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I did not have any an episode. So we are resuming again this Friday tonight, and I'd like to address the very fun time that I had during Father's Day. I am not a father, but it did not disappoint. And so yeah, but what I'm talking about is nothing to do with Father's Day. Actually, it's coincidence. It happened during Father's Day, but I have received a lot of hate during the Father's Day in an episode that I had, like, I think it was 2 weeks ago already. It's an episode where I was talking about uh, the anti-terrorism bill. Of course, I've if you listen to the podcast, you would know that I am not for the anti-terrorism bill. I think it's a bill where um, it could be taken advantage of by people who are in power, who are keen on using what is available for them in order to acquire more power or shut people up, the people who are trying to oppose them or something like that. Who I had like 175 comments, 95% were hate. Most of them are just people saying bobo or vovo. Actually, they're saying bobo or like tanga mo. I don't mind. I have a thick skin, so yeah. But I'm just saying, and to because a lot of people who sent those, like, they had an explanation why I am bobo, and their explanation is kind of off topic. It's out of context, and I don't think they really understood what I was trying to say. So they were explaining, and they were actually a lot of them they were using like sub stories. They were saying like, oh, the military in Holo, in Basilan, they're suffering. You don't know the fight that they're going through. Try living there for like a week or 2 weeks. Let's see if you can survive the NPA, the terrorists that are there. I acknowledge that terrorists are there, that they exist over there, and we are having a hard time trying to dispose of them. And what I'm saying is, we are supposed to do that. I am not against, trying to remove these terrorists. These terrorists should be abolished. They should be killed. If they could be publicly executed, I would be all for that. I am not for terrorism. I do not support terrorism at all. Killing people, trying to bomb the like structures, buildings, just to further their cause. I don't like that. What I'm saying is, in this bill, I'm not sure if those people who commented actually read this, and it's ironic. They're the ones who's telling me, bobo mo, hindi mo binasa yung bill. If you read the bill, this is about terrorism. I get that. I understand that this is about terrorism. It says there in the bill. It says that they would do anything, or like they would do a lot of things to abolish the terrorists, to remove terrorism in the Philippines. My problem has always been, and take note of this, my problem is that the definition of terrorism is is completely out of the ordinary. It's very vague. It's no longer very clear what terrorism actually is. My issue is that those people who are in power, maybe not right now, but future people who are going to be in power during the duration of this bill could be taken advantage of. Because like if you say something about about our politicians, if you say something offensive to them, that's not terrorism. But in this bill, I'm not saying it says specifically that that's terrorism, but generally it could be, it could be defined as terrorism. And it says there's a committee where they can dictate who is a terrorist. There's like a panel where they would decide if someone is a terrorist or not. Now, that's good if the panel is not corrupt, if they're just people, if they do like good judgment and they are not working towards a bias, then sure, that's a good thing. But again, if not, if the panel, or like part of the panel, the board or whatever that is corrupt, is has an agenda, or is under a payroll from maybe a president or like a senator, then things are going to be very very complicated. It could be used, like if let's say me, I'm just doing a vlog or a podcast. I'm just saying all these things, and if I hopefully not, if I offend a senator or something like that, someone in power, and then if like the senator goes to the committee, oh hey, this Miguel guy, he's saying a lot of awful things about me. We should label this person a terrorist. And if the panel agrees, because they are in the payroll, I'm not saying that this would happen. I'm saying this is possible. Okay, so if that happens, they can arrest me without warrant. They can arrest me, and then they can remove my communication device. They can put they can track everything that I do for like 30 days without any warrant. A lot of people have pointed out that if you are not gonna do anything wrong, then you shouldn't be afraid of this bill. Yeah, sure. But like if I am in a gray area in the term of the bill, then I am gonna be inconvenienced. Technically, I'm not doing any terrorism, but when you adjust it, if it's taken advantage of, then there's gonna be a lot of inconvenience for me, who is just doing something like this, something that is not called terrorism at this moment. But maybe if the bill gets passed, it could be. I'm not saying it will be, but it could be, depending on the people who are in power, who is the committee, depending who they are, I may or may be a terrorist. So think about that. Still, I am against terrorism at this point. If how we define terrorism is still the same, I am not for terrorism. Blowing up buildings, killing people, beheading them just to prove a point, I am against that. But if like a month from now, the definition of terrorism is changed into something more than just bombing a infrastructure, into like saying something bad against a politician, or like just hating on a politician, technically that's not terrorism. But again, if it depends on the committee, if this bill gets passed, I could be a terrorist. So yeah, that's why I am totally against this anti-terrorism bill. I hope that is clear to you, people who are saying all these awful things about me. And it's absurd. It's totally absurd. And all your sob stories, just trying to get sympathy from people in order for them to acknowledge what you're saying, even though it's out of context and it's bullshit. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You have to do better than that. You have to at least read the bill itself. Uh, be in context. Try to read the context. And by the way, another person like argued about my point with George Floyd, and he said that George Floyd tased the police. That's why he was killed. He's a criminal. No, that's not the case, bitch. That is not the case. You should read up George Floyd. You should Google him. He's so popular right now. You can just Google George Floyd, and every detail about the killing of George Floyd, it's gonna be right there. He did not tase a police officer. He was the police officer was kneeling on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and then he died. Yeah, I would urge you, people from YouTube, to at least try to do some research. I mean, everything is like right in your fingertips. It's one type away. It's, I don't know, maybe Google or DuckDuckGo or Yahoo or wherever you find, maybe Facebook, wherever you find the news. It's right there. You just have to search for it. And so yeah, I try to do my research. So guys, if you're gonna comment, at least do some research so that I can't trash you like that in the comment section. We, the Filipino people, have suffered long enough to a very corrupt system. I think every one of us can attest to that. Um, I am pretty sure no one will disagree with me that our politics here is very dirty, it's very corrupt, and no one is benefiting except those who are in power. It's been going on for a very long time. During our Inuman session, we actually had this discussion. The system is not what they say it is. The system is what it accomplishes. And what the system, like the current system that we have here now in the Philippines, only benefits those who are in power. People put you in power for a reason, for a purpose, and that purpose is for you to serve the Filipino people. And what is happening right now is not the case. And so, us Filipino people, we have to be smart when it comes to this election thing. And I get it. One of the points that we've made during the E-Numan session, there's just not a lot of good options out there. So I guess the problem is not the options, not the people. It's just the system. We have to abolish the system. I don't know how. I'll give you that. I don't know how we can abolish the system that's been going on for more than my age, for more than a century. We borrowed money, 1.065 trillion. That's trillion, not billions. It's trillions. That's from March 25 up to May 31. Yeah, I'll share it to you guys so that you know what I'm talking about. We acquired a lot of debt in such a short amount of time. And where did it go? To our politicians. And who is going to pay for all these debt? Well, us, the taxpayers. And we are basically feeding all these buaya, all these pigs in the Senate, in power, in the government. Maybe the president is one of them. So yeah, we are basically just feeding them out of our taxes, and we are powerless to stop it. Uh, this is a system that's been going on for centuries, and I understand that if you are in power, you would not want to relinquish that power. You want to keep that power and continue to benefit from it. But come on, guys. But we have to do something. We are. Don't you love your country? That's. I mean, it's corny. It's probably corny to hear. But it's a legitimate question. Do you not love your country? You are destroying this country little by little by acquiring more debt and running away with all the money that is there in order to pay for it. Um, the Philippines is running dry. We are no longer capable of fending off against China. Uh, China has given us a lot of money. We are in debt for trillions of pesos. It was it pesos or dollars? Let me check. Yeah, it's pesos. So yeah, we owe China trillions of pesos, and we are we are in a way we have no means of paying it as of the moment. It's probably gonna take us another century of taxpayers' money before we can pay off all our debt. But that's the thing about debt. It's so easy to acquire debt and it's so hard to pay it off that I don't think we're ever going to pay this one unless, China tells us, oh, hey, give me a small piece of your land or give me the Spratlys so that I can just write off the tax of the debt that you have. That's the likely scenario, and I am sad for the future of this country. We have put in power a lot of pigs, those people who are benefiting from the system, and they don't want to remove the system anymore because it's very beneficial for them. Look, it's Goji. But yeah, um, there's a lot of stories out there where you know they are changing the price of an item because in government agencies they have a lot of auctions. They try to get like the cheapest price, but that's not the case. They're not actually those biddings. It's not actually to get the cheapest price for the government to buy. It's about which one is willing to give them more percentage of the cut in order for them to get more money. So that's a sad reality, and you know the the salary of these politicians, it's not a lot, but after they are in power, you see all these people with all these nice cars, with like multiple houses, beach houses, resorts. They are acquiring a lot of money, maybe out of donations and maybe from banks, agencies, businesses who are trying to lick ass. They would give them money and all that stuff. That's corruption still, and they are acquiring a lot of money. And after they are out of the office, they reap the benefits. They are that's when you see that they really did acquire a lot of money. It's a sad truth. We can no longer deny that this happens. It's something that is happening even to this day, and man, it's it's something that we should really acknowledge and start doing something. Little by little, we have to do something. Maybe spread the word. I don't know. If you know the answer, if you have a good answer for that, you can leave a comment, or maybe guest the podcast. I am open to having guests and discussions. So yeah, we can discuss here in the podcast. See what you have about. Maybe give me an answer to what we can do about this corruption, about this system. So yeah, I hope we can. I hope we can tackle that. Um, yeah, we need more people to get behind the idea, and maybe not yet, but could be death will come to people who will oppose our government, especially if the anti-terrorism bill happens. But if it does, I mean, is our country worth fighting for? Ooh, that's very corny, but yeah, it's, I don't know, probably not, probably not worth dying for. But like at this point, I mean, what is worth dying for? Maybe not a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'd love for this country to be great, to be good, for me to live in for like maybe 60 more years. Is it wrong to wish that? Probably not. But with the way things are going, it's probably a far fetched idea. It's a pipe dream as of the moment. Hmm. I hope we can do something about it. Uh, I hope God will give our politicians some heart, so that we can live like, we have some people upstairs, some people in the government who actually do care about us. Because as of the moment, I don't think there is anyone. They are just greedy motherfuckers who is out to take from the Filipino people and suck us dry until we are no longer capable of giving them any money, any benefits, and then they'll just leave the country and then live in the US. So that's the likely scenario. And that's all we have for the Schizo podcast in a very downer episode. You probably did not enjoy that, but what can you do? That's the state. That's the state of our country as of the moment. But yeah, so Schizo podcast episode 32. My name is Miguel. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.